I used to live alone in a small, aging studio apartment on the outskirts of Novi Sad, Serbia. The rent was cheap, and I liked the solitude. I worked remotely, kept to myself, didn't need much. The building was quiet, mostly old people and students. It was the kind of place where the walls are thin and the hallways always smell faintly of boiled cabbage. It started with small things. I'd wake up suddenly in the middle of the night, always around 3 or 4 a.m. Not because of a noise, just a feeling, like something had been watching me. The kind of primal fear that hits before your brain can explain it. I'd lie there, still as stone, staring at the ceiling in the dark, heart pounding. At first, I told myself it was stress or caffeine. I even downloaded a meditation app. But then, one morning, I noticed something that chilled me to my core. On my bedroom window, the one that faces a narrow, dark alley, there were smudges, not condensation, not dirt, fingerprints, long, smeared, oily handprints on the outside of the glass. And they weren't from me. I don't open that window, ever. Here's the thing. I live on the second floor. There's no balcony, no nearby ledge, just a straight, smooth wall down to the alley, which is about 4 meters below. I tried to come up with explanations. Maybe a bird flew into it. Maybe a worker leaned from a ladder. But it kept happening. Every few days, I'd find new smudges. Sometimes they were higher up the glass. Sometimes I thought I could make out the faint outline of a face, as if someone had pressed it up against the pane and just stood there, watching. I told my landlord. He brushed it off. Said the building used to have an old fire escape ladder along that wall, but it had rusted off years ago. No way anyone could climb up there, he said. It's probably just some neighborhood kids messing around. I didn't sleep well after that, so one night I set up my phone to record. I placed it on a shelf across the room, aimed at the window, just to prove to myself that there was nothing there, that it was in my head. The next morning, I opened the video. For the first few hours, nothing, just me sleeping, tossing a bit, a car passing outside. Then, at 3:43 a.m., something, a soft scraping sound. Then, movement, a face. It appears at the edge of the window frame, pale and expressionless. The image is grainy, but I could see enough sunken eyes, greasy skin, no emotion. It just stares through the glass. It doesn't move, it doesn't knock, it just watches for over 2 minutes. Then it slowly steps out of view. I felt sick. That thing, that person, was right outside my window, staring at me while I slept. And I hadn't heard a thing. I went to the police. They watched the video with me. One of them leaned forward, then paused the video at the clearest frame of the face. Then he turned to me and said something I'll never forget. You said you live alone, right? I nodded, confused. He looked at his partner. They whispered for a few seconds, then asked me to step out into the hallway while they discussed the footage. I waited. When they called me back in, their tone had changed. The officer said, "We're going to send someone to check the apartment." I asked, Why? He was outside. The officer stared at me for a moment, then said, almost reluctantly, "We don't think he was outside." That didn't make sense. The fingerprints, the window, everything pointed to someone climbing up. Then he showed me the paused frame again, zoomed in, and suddenly I saw it. The glare, the shadows, the light reflections. The face wasn't lit from outside. It was lit from inside the room. The face had been behind the glass. Inside, in my apartment, they tore the place apart. They checked every inch. Inside closets, under the bed, even removed wall panels in the bathroom. They didn't find anyone. No signs of forced entry. No hiding place. No crawl spaces. But that didn't change the footage, or what I'd felt for weeks, or the sickening realization that someone may have been living there, hiding, watching. I moved out that week, left everything I couldn't carry, found a new place across town with a full security system and no alley-facing windows. Sometimes I wake up at night now, still, that same feeling like I'm being watched, and I can't help but wonder, how long had he been there? How many nights did he stand over me, just out of sight? And where is he now? Because the police never found him, and I'm not sure they ever will.